Hi everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. So, have you ever wondered, or rather, have you ever woken up on a Monday morning and felt something different, or felt tired before even the day has even started? And not because that you are not capable or the work is very difficult, but because somewhere inside you, you've started wondering that does any of this even matter? Ever felt this? And that's not because um, you have changed or something like that, but it's just that over time something inside you has clicked on a different level. Once you have gone through a certain um, rigors of life, a certain way of life, that you have started seeing things differently, and you have not consciously changed that, but and maybe you have started telling yourself also that I'm lazy, I have lost all my ambition, um, I don't enjoy working anymore. All these kind of things you have started telling yourself, but maybe that's not the truth. And maybe you hate spending your energy on something which no longer feels meaningful. It just does not. And because think about it, when you care about something, when you really care about something, and you don't need constant motivation, you don't need constant pushing by somebody else. You um, you stay late, you learn more, you face all the challenges, and not because someone forced you to, but because somewhere inside you believe that it matters. And the clock doesn't exist during that time. If you care about something, you don't keep on seeing the clock, when will it end, when will it end. You don't do that. The problem is, many of us spend years chasing things that we were told to want, that we want, you know, a fancy job title, a good career, a good job. And also, I'm not saying that these are not required or this is not the right thing to chase or want. Maybe it is. And but um, after a point you start asking a different kind of question. If you have evolved a bit, you start asking a different kind of question, that is this life actually mine? Does it feel mine? And but here's, I think, many people get stuck, and they think the answer is to immediately quit your job, find a new job, find a new passion, just create or find a new a kind of life that you want to live. But it does not happen like that, because clarity rarely comes like that. Instead, you need to start something smaller, on a smaller level, and ask yourself, is it the environment that is bothering me? Is it the lack of growth, lack of creativity, um, uh, feeling that efforts don't matter anymore? Wherever I'm putting the efforts, they don't matter anymore. And then ask, what kind of work makes me forget about the clock? Genuinely, what kind of work? That's all there is, I think. It's not that easy, but it's that is, I think, the whole crux of the thing that you want to do or you should do. Not something that sounds impressive, you know, um, something that feels fulfilling rather. uh, because your career is not just about how good you are at something. It's also about what you can care about long enough, because you'll spend a lot of time in your life with your work. You can call it a career, you can call it anything else, but you will have to work throughout your life, because that's how earning is done in today's world, in modern world. But that's how you will spend your whole life, so that needs to be a fulfilling thing. And a person can be extremely capable and still not wanting to do the stuff that he's doing right now, and feels empty because their abilities are being used in things which are very different to what he really wants, and something that they don't connect with. And I feel maybe the goal isn't to find a perfect job. Maybe the goal is to find, um, or rather build a life where efforts feel more connected to something which is more meaningful. If I'm putting in the efforts, they should feel more connected to me, and it has to have more meaning to it. Because after all, the most important thing in your life is your time, and we have very limited of it on this earth. And you're given this life, that's a very, um, I mean, precious thing, and a very one in a million thing. So it rather needs to be spent in a very fruitful way which you really want to do. And because your work will take a huge part of your lives, and the biggest question is not am I successful, rather instead, am I spending my energy on something that feels more worth it. Because sometimes you don't need more discipline, you don't need more motivation, you just need a reason to care enough and care long enough. Cheers.